Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another amazing topic of conversation. I want to thank my sponsors, the Health Channel and the program Ready, Check, Go by Thermo Fisher, and the I Remember bracelet against genocide, which for today's topic, I think it's one of the most important partnerships that we can do. First of all, I want to acknowledge the situation in Ukraine and what all the people are going through. And I wanted to do this with an Ukrainian citizen living in Florida, Sunny Isles, to create awareness and to see how we can help from here by relating and by engaging and see how our lives have been going on normally day to day, but how the Ukrainian people their lives have been disrupted with what's going on. So Natalia, thank you so much for doing this. I know that you've been very active in getting the story out so that the people are aware of what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. I'm one of the activists of the community, and we're doing everything possible to let all the society know what's really happening in Ukraine.
You tell me that your parents are still in Ukraine and don't want to leave.
Yes, absolutely. My parents are in Kiev and they've been living there their whole life, and they decided to stay because they're very old to leave and they don't feel well. And obviously they want to protect the house because, you know, in any case, this is very dangerous as well to leave. And also they don't want to surrender the house in any case to other people to occupy it.
I understand that they're not young and they don't want to leave the house, but is their security compromised, their lives?
Absolutely, the danger is very well known all over the world, that we do have evidence that civilians are being killed, and Kiev is right now target number one of Russian troops. And it's definitely right now the most serious situation in the whole world. And I already talked to my parents just now. I let them know we have some information about Russian army attacking Ukraine and their steps. So I let them know that psychological war is being started, and now they have to get ready for all the information that they will get. They need to get ready that there is a big misleading information coming from Russia to basically break people's spirit.
So now what we need to do is keep them strong.
Absolutely, and we activists in the United States doing everything possible to let people of Ukraine know that we are gathering humanitarian help. We're sending finances to help the families. We're doing meetings, protests. We are involving very big people in the government to be heard. At this moment, we need to prevent the biggest catastrophe, the biggest humanitarian catastrophe in Europe. Millions of Ukrainians are escaping to Europe, and countries like nearby countries are facing a big problem as well. We need to support Ukrainians as much as possible at this moment. And our organization is working on it very hard.
Your brother is in the Ukrainian army right now.
Yes, he signed up. He was not at the beginning, but he's 40 years old. And obviously it's like right now, the government asking all the civilians of the age, the military age, to be involved. And my brother currently working in Kiev, he's defending the territory. He's already in group with army. So I'm proud of him, and I try to support him psychologically as much as possible.
And the rest of your family, were they able to leave?
My brother's wife with a kid, 2-year-old kid, and her mom today, they went to the train station and they were able to get into the train to Poland. We have people meeting them over there. I'm praying that everything goes safe. My parents, as I said, decided to stay, and we have another family as my brother's first wife with a kid and her family. They said there is no way they will leave because they don't want to leave their elderly mother, and also their brother is military age. So, my 15-year-old niece currently, she has to face this very serious danger, and I worry from the bottom of my heart.
Let me ask you something. How are they doing day to day? Just to give everybody an idea that we can just go to the supermarket and get whatever we want. How are they doing with everyday needs?
Yes, well, the situation drastically changing day to day. From the very beginning of the war, they were still able to go to supermarket and buy something. For the ninth day of the war, what we're seeing in the regions of Ukraine, I don't want to talk only about Kyiv right now. I want to talk about
Yeah.
evidence that my friends provide to me. So in whole Ukraine, what we see, the food already, it's hard to get. When you go to supermarket, people are the army, Russian army is very hungry. They don't have enough food, so they destroy the supermarkets and they rob them and they get food from supermarkets. So regular civilians don't have access anymore to get any resources for living, so they have to live from what they had, the preserves that they had. Kiev currently, there is still food in the markets, but we have a lot of organizations that are helping civilians, that they are donating food in the region. But I believe that the supermarkets are not going to have much food anymore left in a day or two. So we're facing a very big humanitarian danger. My family right now told me that there was attacks of Russian military to the gas pipe that provides like a gas to Ukrainians. So we don't have anymore. If they bomb it, because they don't know the location of it yet, but if they find a location, they will bomb that pipe, and Ukrainians will lose in Kiev. They will lose the access to gas. They will not be able to cook for themselves. Also, it's very cold, it's winter time, so they are not going to be able to be safe at all.
With the Russian soldiers, I understand that they were told that people in Ukraine were going to welcome them with open arms. And that was not the case. The Ukrainian people have been extremely resilient. The courage that you have all showed has been amazing.
Yes.
Aren't they stepping back when they see that this is not the case?
Well, my ex-boyfriend is in Russian military right now. I had contact with him. I was able to get a little information. So basically, Russian army didn't know where they are going until the last minute. And now, from what Russian army thinks is that they're saving Ukraine, that they need to go with peace. They're not shooting anybody. That's what Russian army tells me. But obviously, I understand the misleading information happening from both sides. From what my civilians, my friends who live in Ukraine tell me, they see evidence of military attacks happening against civilians, killing, bombing, all the places that should not be bombed. Like even yesterday, we had a very big fire happening at the Zaporizhia atomic station that has a nuclear reactors. That it's the 10 times stronger than Chernobyl if any kind of explosion will happen there. So Ukrainians, from what I realize, many are thinking that in order to save their life, they have to surrender to Russian army, even though they don't want to do it. Most of Ukrainians don't want to be under dictatorship, and they don't want to live in Russia because the hate that is happening from both sides right now. There is no way we can live in peace anymore.
I
So
understand the hate that goes beyond, but the Russian army being misled, and now that they're seeing the truth, that don't they get discouraged?
The thing is, they really, I don't think they see any truth, because the propaganda is working with on them as well. They only get the news that Putin wants them to hear. So I mean, I'm sure when some people, they see each other, they might be able to be kind of like calm down.
Yes.
There is a human factor involved. But from what I've heard, the Russian army got information that they have to bomb everything they see, they have to fight, they have to kill. That was the last instruction from Kremlin, that Ukrainians are fighting too hard, and they didn't believe that resistance can happen. So now they don't go with peace anymore, even if maybe they did at the beginning. I'm not sure, I can't tell you 100%, but from now on they don't go with peace. And also we have evidence of residents of Chechnya. It's a country near Russia, involved 10,000 people from Chechnya. They're very aggressive. They hate Slavic people, and they're not our brother nation at all. They have no kind of kind feelings to Ukrainians. They just want to destroy everybody. They're raping our women. At this moment, we have evidence of that.
So how are you protecting? How is the country protecting itself, the women that are staying behind? Are there organizations? I know that there's a lot of organizations around Ukraine helping people get out. And I'm going to talk about some of the organizations that are having boots on the ground and
Mhm.
helping the people that want to leave. But is there any organization inside Ukraine that is helping, especially now with women and children, to get out?
Well, the thing is, it's very chaotic right now over there. So a lot of civilians are trying to leave at their own risk at any kind of way. From my hometown, Kiev, it's impossible to leave with a car because the bridges are bombed. The best way to leave is with a train, and it's a big chaos in there. My brother wife was able to leave today in the morning, but many people are not able to leave. And also yesterday there was a bomb right next to the train station, because there is a government building next to it. So people who were trying to evacuate saw like missile attack like right next to the train station. I know there are some organizations working right now. There is a especially Jewish organization that evacuating 10,000 people. They only take Jewish people with them. They have to prove with documents and everything that they are Jewish. I'm not aware of any other organization, because I
I
think
will tell you, yes, I understand that yesterday a Jewish organization with a plane, they also evacuated a lot of the people. There's also a lot of the Holocaust survivors that are still living in Ukraine that are
yes,
traumatized because we all said never again.
yes. Well, the history is
Uh,
repeating.
I know history is repeating itself, but I am working very closely with Pandemic of Love. Pandemic of Love teamed up with bStrong, the Global Empowerment Mission.
Hmm.
And after doing a lot of research, they have on the ground efforts that are working very close because they have already worked with Pandemic of Love with hurricanes, tornadoes, and now unfortunately there is a war and they're doing all the work there. They have set efforts in Rzeszów and Medyka in Poland on the
Hmm.
border of Ukraine and they're now providing evacuate and underwriting plane tickets and plane train fares for anybody that wants to leave. So if anybody wants to donate, it is globalempowermentmission.kindful.com or pandemicoflove@gmail.com. You can also send via Venmo to Pandemic of Love. These
Okay,
are ways that you can help other people, not only the Jewish community. I know
absolutely.
that Cadena International is also accepting donations to help people, but I understand that bStrong yesterday was in the border to help get some of there were African students that were trapped in the border. So they're also helping them get
Yes.
out.
We appreciate the help of the society, and I know a lot of organization helping us. That's from bottom of my heart. I say thank you from the Ukrainian nation.
No, and if there is anything else that you need, you know how to contact us. We're all here for you. I hope that this, when it goes on the air, I hope that we will be talking again on a peaceful note and that we all have a smile in our faces, even though my heart breaks to see how a whole country has been destroyed because of one man wanting power. Because I honestly cannot understand why this war is all about, except for one.
I can understand. If we have a minute, I can try to explain from
Tell
my
me,
point of view.
please, because I really
Well,
do not understand.
yes, obviously. So Russia believes that NATO is their enemy, and they don't want Ukraine to be a part of NATO because they think it's a direct danger to Russia, even though there is no evidence that NATO was ever aggressive to anyone. Also, they don't want to lose the dictatorship that they have in Russia, because if Ukraine succeed, then Russia, it's not going to exist anymore in the way that it exists now. And they obviously want to control the territory, because this territory, the resources, they want to keep them, you know. So that's a main goal of Putin in this war.
But it's like, I understand that part, I get it. I don't understand because it's like if I want, it's like going to your house and saying I want your kitchen because you have the resources, you have gas, you have electricity, and I want your kitchen, and I'm afraid that you're going to come and leave your
Well,
house. But it's like,
obviously what we are talking right now is a violation of the law, and Putin don't really care about law. He has his own
he has
idea
his
and
own
vision,
ideas, yes.
obviously, and he doesn't care about Ukrainians, about civilians. He doesn't even care about his own nation. And all my Russian friends in Moscow, I'm talking to them as well, they all realized it, that they all realized that their president made this situation for them, and many of them trying to leave the country of Russia, and many of them actually can't because they get arrested at the borders, and they have a big group talking to them. Who did they talk to? What kind of resources they used for information? That's what my Moscow friends told me yesterday. And the worst thing is that it's true. Many Russians support the war. Do you believe that? How broken the moral is of Russian people, how propaganda worked against Ukrainians, and they support it. The older generations support it.
Because that is what they are hearing.
Yeah,
And
we
there
need,
is one way of communication. There is not a two-way for them to see what is going on. He's just
absolutely,
telling me,
absolutely. The young generation with our resources, we're trying to tell the truthful information to Russians with all our power that we have here through social media, etc. But from what I realized, that they need to have like people from churches, like the fathers from churches. They need to spread the Bible, because people forgot the Bible. There was the saying in the Bible that you need to love even your enemy. And people in Russia, they think Ukrainians are enemies, they hate them, and they support the war. So the religion was not working well in Russia. And I advise all my Ukrainians to read the Bible right now, to have a God in their heart, because we only can hope for religion right now, believe it or not. And also we can hope for the people that donate and the people that send the humanitarian help, because that will be only resource for Ukrainian nation to survive.
what are they telling you, your friends in Moscow, on how it is affecting the sanctions? Like the rubble
Oh,
evacuated,
terrible. It's
are they
terrible. The
using,
sanctions, yes, the sanctions are working. And from the society, what they tell in Russia, basically the information is spread in that way, that America is fighting Russia. There is some kind of like a new like a Cold War happening, and they believe that America and Europe is their enemy and trying to destroy Russia. People that are logically thinking, they understand their own president is destroying the country, but they can't do anything. They say that now the law is 15 years of prison if you go and say no war at the square.
50
But
years?
yes, they made an official meeting on March 6th throughout the whole Russia. Who wants to go and support no war, they will go on the streets. We will see if that's really going to be happening. But at this moment, they don't know what to do with their president. Their president don't listen to them. It's a huge dictatorship happening there. So many of my friends, they're hopeless. They don't know what to do.
Day to day, the banks have been affecting them like businesses,
Yes.
and they think that this is a war from the United States
Yes.
to
That's
eliminate
that's
Russia.
propaganda in Russia saying that these sanctions are basically is like a kind of like a war, like economical war. And you know, most of the people believe that, believe it or not. They think, oh my God, they're destroying Russia, our biggest country, and they have that kind of like a desire to grab Ukraine and keep Ukraine in their, you know, territory, because they believe Ukraine is some kind of like a resource for Europe and United States to destroy Russia. You know what I'm just telling you from the point of view of Russians. We actually had a big meeting a few days ago in Aventura, organized by a Russian activist, my friend, and we were speaking out in TV, and they were telling their point of view what's happening right now. So I only see one way. There have to be diplomacy. We should forget about hate, from especially from the countries like United States, because here, you know, we're in democratic country. We clearly see what's happening. So we have to forget about hate. We have to start talking. There have to be diplomacy involved, and we need to find a solution, because people are dying. Many people are dying, and Ukraine, believe it or not, with all the power that we have, the guns that we got, the support, we're not like you know, we can't fight them for too long. I mean, people are doing their best. I'm very proud of the courage of Ukrainians. But if you guys help us, humanitarian help and finances, we will be stronger and we will be able to fight longer. But the question is how long it will last, how long it can
Not
last.
only how long, how do we break through to a culture that's already being fed that this is a hate war when it's not? So that
Absolutely.
is really the toughest part. I know that diplomacy needs to work, but you cannot sit with someone that is not really telling the actual truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
We're
this
facing
is
very
what we
big.
need to work with. But
That's what we are doing. The Ukrainian society all over the world, we are trying to talk to our governments, to do the meetings, protests. That is our way to support Ukraine. And I believe we have a power, we have a very strong word here. And, you know, that's why we're having this conversation right now. So let's hope this will hopefully work.
I hope so. And for everybody listening, if you can help in any way, we are here for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Above all, stay safe and please keep on reaching out to see, and hopefully the next time that we speak, we're in a better position.
Yes, well, I understand why NATO is not involved, because nobody wants a third world war to happen, but we are in danger. Europe is in danger as well. So I know everybody are very well organized. Let's work together further. And God bless Ukraine. I believe that this country will stay alive. And God bless European countries and America for helping us. And also, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, God bless Russians. We need to send them love to the nation. We need to show them that we don't hate them. We only want Putin to go away from the presidency. There is only one person that put Russians in this horrible situation. So we are not, as Ukrainians, against Russians. We are against only one dictator that needs to leave.
I have only one word if I could say to Putin: Thank you for putting the world, thank you for uniting the world.
Absolutely,
Because
yes.
in this case, it doesn't matter what we believe in, it is the world against one person.
And many countries needs to be free, like countries like Venezuela and other countries that support Putin, they have to get free. And I know people are so united right now, and hopefully we,
Yes.
with all our power, will make it happen.
Thank you so much. Please
Thank you.
stay well.
Yes,
And I know that we will continue
absolutely.
to
Thank you so
help.
much for your time.
Thank you. Natalia, before we leave, I know that you're doing locally, right here in Hallandale.
Yes,
You have
we
a
have a big,
warehouse.
yes, we have a big group of volunteers currently accepting help. That includes medications, military equipments, and clothing. We have actually a big list of things that you can help. Like, try to imagine the situation, what people need right now. So the address is 227 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Hallandale. And we have people working there all the time accepting help. Please donate everything, whatever you have.
How are you getting it there?
People are bringing it with cars, and we have
No,
a group.
no, no. From Hallandale, how are you getting it to
Oh
Ukraine?
yes, we have logistics working. We have trucks, volunteers that are bringing everything to New Jersey. We have a plane that we need to make it full, and then we can send it to Poland.
Okay, so you're sending everything to Poland.
Yeah, this is a local organization. Our volunteers are working right now. So the address 227 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Hallandale.
Okay, so we'll get everybody there. Do you need volunteers as well?
Yes, we
Okay,
do have volunteers. I mean, all we need is just the donations. We have a big list of donations that we are accepting. Would you like me to try
please.
to? So basically, it's medications, even liquids. We accepting that. We accepting everything for kids, food, warm clothing. We're accepting army goods, like anything that you can find in army stores, like
Okay.
that people need for the war, like drones and things like that, equipment, electronics, batteries, and things like that.
Okay, so everybody that wants to help, we can help right now in our backyard. So Natalia, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
hope that we meet in better circumstances.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate
Everybody have a great day, stay safe, and until the next conversation.